Questions? The wizard had heard the term everywhere lately, NPCs, non-playing characters. It had started as gaming language, then leaked into philosophy, then spilled into late-night internet cafés like a candle tipping over. People were saying the world was full of players and background programs, that only a small percentage were truly awake, truly real. The wizard didn't like the taste of it. Not because simulation theories were impossible, he was the last person to dismiss weirdness, but because the NPC idea carried a quiet cruelty. If someone is inconvenient, call them unreal. That was not awakening. That was avoidance dressed as metaphysics. He set down his coffee and opened his notebook. Everything is energy, but energy is not disposable. Yes, everything is energy. Atoms are mostly space. Matter is vibration. Observation shapes experience. Quantum mechanics had taught humanity that reality was not as solid as it pretended to be. But the wizard wrote this in bold. Energy does not mean emptiness. Simulation does not mean insignificance. Even in a dream, pain is real to the dreamer. Even in a game, choices matter to the player. Even in a hologram, light still burns. The seduction of the player. Myth. He understood why people liked the idea. It made loneliness feel like specialness. It made confusion feel like hierarchy. It made suffering feel like secret training. But the wizard had walked too long among ordinary people doing extraordinary kindness to believe they were background code, the cashier who smiles anyway, the neighbor who clears your driveway, the nurse who stays late. If those were NPCs, then the universe had programmed compassion very well. The tavern. Beyond the rabbit hole. That night, in the story space where metaphors become rooms, the wizard found himself in a peculiar tavern. A sign above the door read, "The NPC Tavern, all are real until proven otherwise inside." Beings of every kind sat together. Humans in winter coats, avatars made of light, dream echoes, old souls with tired eyes, young souls with too much certainty. A bartender polished a glass and said, "Everyone comes in here thinking they're the main character." The wizard smiled. "And are they?" The bartender shrugged. "Depends on whether they can love someone they don't understand." Portals, Vortices, and the mirror test. The wizard had heard all the newer language too. Vortexes Time nodes, portals, resonant corridors, timeline braids, magic mirrors, remote viewing as the most believable form of travel. He didn't deny the mystery. He only insisted on the ethics. If you go looking into tunnels of perception, you must carry one rule. Do not use the unknown to dehumanize the known. He approached a mirror hanging in the tavern. Silver, alive, slightly humming. The mirror did not show his face. It showed his assumptions. It asked without words, who did you call unreal today? Who'd you dismiss because they didn't match your narrative? The wizard's throat tightened. That was the real portal. Not to Mars. Not to Atlantis. Not to secret corridors under Greenland. The portal was to humility. Remote viewing the heart. If remote viewing was real in any sense, the wizard thought, then the first target should not be aliens or underground bases. It should be the unseen pain in others, the quiet dignity in strangers, the shared field of compassion that was a tunnel worth entering. A better theory. The wizard closed the chapter with a gentler replacement. Not NPCs. Not players versus programs. Just beings, at different levels of awareness, different stages of remembering, all carrying the same spark. He wrote, "No one is background. Some are asleep. Some are waking. Some are helping others wake. And love is the only reliable proof of consciousness." Outside the tavern, the rabbit hole still opened endlessly. But the wizard chose the handrail again. Reality, whatever it is, was not an excuse to withdraw kindness. It was a reason to practice it. God bless.